Hey, how's it going? I'm Melisa, the Gunner for Online, helping you out, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is like a story time tips video because I was able to look for a job and get a job visa in just 3 months. Like on June the 14th, I sent my first job application, and then September the 10th, which was yesterday, like almost exactly 3 months, I got my confirmation for my job visa, and I'm so happy, I'm so excited, and I thought I had to make a video to share with you my experience, tips, and hopefully that the same thing can happen to you. So let's get started. So I'm going to split this video into two sections: job search and work visa, because you need to find a job before you get a work visa. So we're just going to go in that order. So I have 4 tips on finding a job, and these are actually the things that I did. The first one is, ready? You need to start this search as soon as possible and as early as possible. Not just because, well, there's a lot of reasons. First, companies can take time to actually reply you, and the actual job visa process can take some time. And so if you're here, for example, my current residence permit expires on the 1st of October, and if I didn't find a job before October, I'd have to return home and do the process from there. So I started early. I started in June doing this entire process because I knew there might be delays, there might be things holding me back. And so if you start early and there are delays, you have enough time to do a plan B or have a backup plan as well. My second tip, or the second thing I did, was I was not too specific in the type of jobs or job criteria I was doing. For example, I graduated with a bachelor's in hospitality entrepreneurship, meaning I wanted to mainly focus on working in the hotel industry. And so when I first started my job search, I was only going for like housekeeping positions because I didn't think I was confident enough with my German level to actually be a front office agent. And so I was just applying for housekeeping jobs. And then my boyfriend told me, like, go for front office, go for it, like don't be scared, you surprise yourself. And I did. I widened my base. I was applying for front office reservations and things like that, and now I finally got a job as a front office agent in a hotel, speaking full-time German. What are the odds? So yeah, don't just constrain yourself in one specific industry or one specific department. Just widen your horizons, and it increases your chances of getting a job. The third tip, or third thing I did, whatever, is I made sure I had my entire process organized, like organized to the T. Because it helps you not only keep things on track, but actually helps the entire process much easier and go much faster, and you're able to see the results up close. I actually used this website called hunter.com, and I will put the link in the description box. And if you use that link, you can actually have a discount on the monthly subscriptions, whereas like you get a discount, like if it's $10 per month, you can get a discount with my code. Just use that link, and I hope you like it. I liked it. It really helped me see how my job search was going, but I will show you more statistics on that and talk about it later in the video. But check it out, check the link, do it. And the last thing is, please use more than just one link or one medium for applying for your jobs. I mean by this is, don't just rely on like just LinkedIn or jobs.com or whatever website you want to use. Use all of them. Use every single one of them, because maybe the company that you want to work for might apply their job adverts on this website but not that website. But because you're focusing on one website, you're not going to get the position that you dream for or that you wish for. So try to widen your horizons and just open as many tabs as you can for as many websites and find that job. Okay, now for my job search statistics. I'm going to read off here. I made a total of 55 job applications. I got 18 rejections. I sent inquiry by this, I mean, I sent an email, or I filled out the contact form saying, could you please provide me with an email that I can send my applications to. I sent 10 inquiries, and I didn't get replies from them. I applied to, out of all the jobs I applied to, 23 of them did not reply me. I had 6 interviews in total. I had 4 trial days, a total of 3 offers, and I accepted 2. By accepted two, I mean I accepted one job offer, but then they had a specific start date that they wanted, and my visa came out a bit too late, and so that offer went away. And then I luckily got another offer right after, and so I was able to accept that one just in time because I already had the visa now. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the exact steps that I went to when I was applying for the job. I'm going to be reading a lot because I wrote notes because I was so excited. Okay, so the first thing I did is I got a piece of paper and I made a list of every single hotel that I wanted to work at. Whether I knew the hotel or not, I wrote them down. The first 10 hotels I put on my list, or my top 10 that I would really like to work at here in Munich. And then the rest were just, I know I might not get these jobs, but there's just a chance that I might get any job, and so I wrote them down. I had a total of 73 hotels written down here, and the hotel that I ended up getting the job at was my number 10. How crazy is that? But yeah, just write them down just so you have somewhere where you can see them, and then you can then transfer them into your organizer or however you're going to do it. The second thing I did was on the different websites I was using, I made sure I made job alerts. This is basically when, for example, if let's say you go onto LinkedIn and you look for jobs, but you want a specific job. So I wanted front office, housekeeping, Munich, and those are my alerts. So anytime that kind of position popped up on LinkedIn and it fitted my requirements, I would get an email saying, oh, Melissa, there's a front office housekeeping job available in Munich. Do you want to apply? So yeah, I made sure I made alerts. I used LinkedIn, I used just Google, I used Ching, I used Indeed, Hotel. I had so many websites, so many tabs, so many alerts, and I guess it worked. So use different websites and then use filters or job search alerts. The third thing I did was I drafted a cover letter, but I made it in a way that the context was very personable, but also in a way that all I had to do was then just edit the date, the hotel name, address, and the job position I was applying for, so that I'm not necessarily having to retype an entire cover letter for every single 55 job ads I applied to, but just that I see this job and I just need to fill in the new hotel name, date, and then it's still, the context is still very personal, it's a one-to-one letter with the company, but it's also very generic for me because I just have to edit the name. So I drafted a cover letter. The fourth thing I did is I drafted an email. Now this email was for example, not all my job applications, well, almost all of my job applications were through email. I'll get to that later. And so I had to drop an email that I would say hello Mr. or Mrs. My name is Melissa, I'm writing you in regards to blah blah blah. So I made sure I had a professional sounding email that I just had to copy paste from a document. The fifth thing I did was I updated my CV, which a lot of people actually forget to do that just because it's such an obvious thing that's easy to forget. So I updated my CV with my German level now, my graduation, my experience, and my new phone number, and my picture, professional picture, so that I was just ready, had everything in order, so that when I'm sending stuff, it's just click, select, and send. Sixth thing, I collected all my reference letters because during my university, I did a few internships, and when I was done with my internships, the company would give me either a letter of completion or a reference letter, and I made sure I saved those and I just put them in a PDF file or something like that, just so I had them together and I was ready to show them my references. Seventh thing I did was I made copies of my university degrees or whatever high school or diploma or whatever degree that you have or your latest academic achievement. I made copies of that so that it was together with the other documents that I would be sending along with the rest of the application. The eighth thing is I went on all these websites, all these hotels. I went onto every single website, and how I did it was, first of all, I went into the careers tab at the very bottom or at the top in the menu, and if there was a job opening that I'll be interested in, then I apply and then I insert it into my Hunter profile so that I keep track that I've applied for this job. If there was no careers, if there was a careers tab but that job wasn't available, then I would look for an email that they say, if interested in any other position, send to this email address, and then to that email address I send the email text that I planned out, just edit with the company name, and then I'll send the cover letter, references, my high school certificate, and my CV. Yeah, I would send all those in one just attachments and just blast it out to them. And if there was no careers tab but there was like a company, like a hotel info email, then I send to that. If there was no email, some of them only had contact forms, so I can't attach things to a contact form. So that's when I did the inquiries thing I showed you, and I would just say, hi, my name is Melisa Chimboza, I'm interested in applying, could you please get back to me with the relevant email address for the relevant department that I can send my application to. Some applied, some replied, some didn't. That's fine, because I got a job. The 9th thing I did was whether I sent an email, an inquiry, applied directly to the hotel, saw an ad on LinkedIn, saw an ad on Google, King, wherever. I would take all that information, put it next to here, and then transfer it onto my Hunter profile, and it just looked a little bit like this. I didn't update it that much because when I got the job, I was just like, I got the job. So this is just kind of how it looked. So I had the tab where I had the inquiries, the rejections and everything, and it shows you. And then as you go on, it has a different places where you can see your progress as a matrix, so like in a graph, in a more organized way. And I had mine as a Google Chrome extension, so that whenever I wanted to apply for a job, I just had to highlight it and it would go directly onto there. I never had to manually put it on. It was so cool and so easy. 10th thing is that now I have applied, and some of them have replied me, thank goodness. Now I need to prepare, and they've asked me for an interview. So when I had an interview, my preparation consisted of first getting an outfit, like business, formal, casual, formal business wear. I researched the company. I went on their website, on their LinkedIn, on their Instagrams, their Facebook pages. I got as much information as I could, just so I'm not going in blind into the interview. I made sure I knew what their environmental policies were, what their new COVID policies were, so I felt a bit informed and I could actually tell them stuff about their company. I prepared questions. Now, a lot of people might just go onto Google and just be like, interview questions, and then say word for word. But I did that, but I then tailored the questions to fit the company. So for example, if the company I was interviewing for just received the Earth Plus environmental certificate, and that was a big achievement for them, in my interview question, when they asked me, do you have any questions, then I would probably ask, I would say, yeah, so first of all, congratulations on acquiring the new Earth Plus premium environmental certificate. I just wanted to ask, what policies does the hotel have for that enabled you to achieve that? Perhaps is it that we use less environmental harsh detergents in housekeeping? Do we offer not everyday housekeeping, or does it have to do with probably, just like ask questions that are relevant to them and not generic to every single hotel. It's gonna work. So the 11th thing is I've had the interview, and now they've asked me to come for a trial day. How I prepared for these was I asked them exactly what they would like me to wear. And as I mentioned before, I had a total of 4 trial days. Yeah, so 4 trial days, and I made sure I asked them, what would you like me to come wearing? In one trial day, they told me just to come wearing business formal, as I was in the interview. In one of them, they told me to come wearing a white t-shirt and like blue chino style pants with white comfortable shoes. In the other one, they told me to wear a black top and anything else because they were going to provide me with the uniform. and in the other one it was just white blouse, black blazer, black pants, comfortable shoes. So make sure you ask, because you want to seem like you want to prepare for this and you want to be actually ready. And that was basically the steps I took that helped me to be able to get a job. I also watched a lot of German interview videos on YouTube, which helped me to just prepare myself mentally, and hope it works for you. So moving on to the final part and the second part, which is the work visa part. The first thing I would advise is get it done super early. I actually did it all within a weird timing, because it was around the time where everyone in Germany is going on vacation, and so the process took a bit longer. At one point I applied and then they didn't have my application in the system, and it was a whole big thing. But make sure you start early so you can plan for these types of setbacks. In terms of the documents I needed for actually applying, I needed my work contract, I needed my university certificate, I needed an ANABIN proof of recognition that my degree is recognized in Germany. So I needed proof of that. I just took a screenshot from the ANABIN website showing that my university was recognized, and that's what I sent. I needed my passport. I needed, there's another form that your company would need to fill in. It's on the Munich website. Whatever city you're in, they have it. Just download the form, send it to your employer to fill out, and then send it back to them. And the last thing was the application form, of course. These are not just like the only requirements. It might depend on the type of work visa you want. These are the requirements I needed for my type of work visa. But yeah, that was basically my process. I cannot think of anything else to tell you, but I know I might not think of anything, but you have lots of questions. So if you do, just let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. I make sure that I always reply to every comment, because I feel like people comment questions because they want them to be answered. So why not answer them? I'm trying to help you. But yeah, I hope it was helpful. If you need any help at all, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Subscribe, please, I'd appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Good luck. Bye.